So this video is on Integrated 1, RFF Classwork 1, so review for final exam. Okay, so on these, we are solving for x. So you want to make sure that you're trying to get x by itself. I'm kind of zoom in here. I like to deal with my x's first if I have x's and numbers on both sides. So I'm going to, let me do it in a different color. So I am going to subtract 3x from both sides. And when I do, I end up with bringing this down. I get 2 is equal to x plus 5. Then my next step, I am going to minus 5 from both sides. And I end up getting negative 3. Negative 3, let me just clean that up, sorry, is equal to x, and that's your answer. I'm going to do the one right below it. So this one here, there's two ways you can go about doing this problem. You could distribute. I'm going to do it kind of two ways. Okay. So let me just rewrite the problem here. And I don't care which way you do it, whichever way you prefer. So probably the way most of us are going to do it is to distribute our 2 to both of these and get a 6x minus 2 equals 4x minus 12. And then I'm going to get my x's on the same side. So I'm going to minus 4x. And I'm going to get 2x minus 2 is equal to negative 12. So now at this point, it's what we call a two-step problem. Okay. So I am going to add 2 to both sides. I was trying to get a different color. Add 2 to both sides. And when I do, I'm going to end up getting 2x is equal to negative 10. I'm going to divide by 2 and I get x is equal to negative 5. Now, another way to do that same problem, okay, I'm just going to zoom over here. When you have nothing else happening to your parenthesis but a number in front, instead of distributing, if it goes into everything on the other side, this number here, you could divide both sides. That's another option. So I can divide this side by 2, and I'm going to divide each of these separately by 2 here. So on this side, the 2's are going to cancel out, and I get 3x minus 1. On the other side, I'm going to get 2x minus 6. I'm going to minus 2x from both sides. I'm going to get x minus 1 equals negative 6. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And I get x is equal to negative 5. So you see I got the same answer. So either way, you get the same answer. You can either distribute that first or you can divide. Now, you're not going to divide if you have something else being added or subtracted outside of your parentheses. Okay. These two problems over here. Okay, so this one again, you can do 2 ways. Let me just rewrite it here. And again, it'd be different if I had like a plus or minus outside. But you can distribute like we just did on the other problem and get 20x minus 8 is equal to 28. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So I'm going to get 20x is equal to 36. I'm going to divide both sides by 20. So I'm going to get x is equal to 36 over 20. And on a multiple choice test, if you don't see that, you can reduce this fraction. 4 goes into the top 9 times and 4 goes in the bottom 5 times. So 9/5. Now on the other side here, again, if you don't have something adding or subtracting outside of your parenthesis besides that 4, that's timesing. If this is divisible by 4 and this is divisible by 4, you can do that. That's going to cancel out. You're going to get 5x minus 2 is equal to 7. You're going to add 2 to both sides. You get 5x is equal to 9. So when I divide by 5, I get x is equal to 9/5. So again, you see you got the same answer, whichever way you feel comfortable. Okay, now this last one is one of these literal equations. Okay, it's really a line and standard form. We're trying to get into basically slope intercept. So my first step is we're solving for y, so I want to get that negative for y by itself. So I am going to minus 4x from both sides. Sorry, 14x. And when I do, I'm going to get a negative 7y. Don't forget that negative sign. And I like to do the negative 14x first and then the plus 28. And then I'm going to divide everything by negative 7, by negative 7, by negative 7. And I'm going to get y is equal to 2x minus 4. And that's your equation. And that's your answer. You're not going to get a number answer on this. Okay. So these ones, for each of the following equations, we're going to use fraction busting. Okay. So this is number 2, fraction busting. So on this, on the first one, I want to try to get rid of my denominators. I have a 6 and an 8. So I want to think of what will 6 and 8 divide into evenly, or basically what would have been a common denominator. So I'm thinking 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 24 times x over 6 minus 24 times 5 over 8 is equal to 24 times 4. Okay, now the reason we did this was to try to eliminate some of my all my denominators. So 6 is in 24 4 times. And so I am going to be left with 4x. 8 goes into 24 3 times, and 3 times 5 is 15, and it was a negative 15. And then 4 times 24 is going to give me 96. So I'm going to get 96, and now I'm going to solve this. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. And I'm going to get 4x is equal to, and I end up with a 111. I'm going to divide by 4. And that's, you can either leave it as 111 over 4, or it is a 27.75. Either one of those is acceptable. Okay, I'm going to do C since C is in this view. Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by something that gets rid of 8 and x. So I'm going to multiply everything by x. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this side. They didn't give much room on this worksheet. It's a little scrunched for us. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to multiply everything by 8x. So 8x times 5 over x minus 8x times 2 equals, and then I'm going to have, again, a negative, because I had a negative 11. Here, let me write the 11. So negative 11 over 8 times 8x. I'm multiplying everything on both sides by 8x. So again, when I do that, this x and x cancel, and I am going to end up getting a 40 here, minus, nothing cancels here because I didn't have a denominator, so 16x equals, and this 8 and 8 cancel, and I end up getting a negative 11x. I am going to add 16x to both sides. We end up getting 40 is equal to 5x. So x is equal to 8. And that's our answer. Okay. So let's see. On B and D. Okay. So I need to get rid of a 3, a 2, and a 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. Okay, so let me do it on this side here. Okay, so let me just write, I got 5x over 3, and I'm going to be timesing that by a 6, plus I have 15 over 2, and I'm timesing that by 6, equals 5 over 2, and I'm timesing that by 6. Okay, so 3 goes into 6 twice, so that's going to give me a 10. So 2 times 5x is 10, 10x. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 3 times 15 is 45. And 2 goes into 6 3 times, and I end up with a 15. So now I am going to minus 45 from both sides. I get 10x is equal to negative 30. I divide by 10 and I get negative 3 as our answer. Okay, now for D, I'm going to do D on the other side of this. Okay, so for D, I have a 2x, so, and a 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2x. So let's see, I'm going to have 7 over 2x. And again, I'm going to times it by 2x, plus 3 over 2. And I'm going to times it by 2x, equals 3.25. Scoot over a little bit. 3.25. And I'm going to times that by 2x. Okay, so this 2x and 2x cancel, and I'm going to be left with, I wanted to get darker color, 7. And this 2 and 2 cancel, so I have 3 times x, which is 3x. And then on the other side, nothing's going to cancel. And if I double 325, I'm going to get 6.5x. So I'm going to minus 3x from both sides. And here, I want to be careful when I'm doing it over here. I want to make sure I'm lining things up. So minus 3x. So I'm going to get 7 is equal to, hold on, 3.5x. When I divide 7 by 3.5, I get x is equal to 2. And that's our answer. Okay, so now this next section, they want us to find the equation of the line. Okay, so let's see, on this one, I want to, and so y equal mx plus b. So here, my y-intercept is 4, so that means my b is 4. And then I am going down, let's see, another nice point looks here. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3 over 2. So I'm going down 3, so I'll put negative over 2. So my slope is going to be, it's always your change of y over change of x. That's your slope. So our equation is going to be y equal negative 3 over 2x plus 4. And that's our answer. Okay, on B, I have a y-intercept here at 2, so that means my b is going to be 2. And let's see, let me find another nice point. So it looks like this point and this point are nice. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3 over 1, so positive 3 over 1. So again, my change of y over change of x, so that's 3 over 1, or 3 for my slope. So my equation is going to be y equal 3x plus 2. On C, my y-intercept is 2, so that's going to be my b. And then I am moving, Let's see, looks like here to here is nice. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And again, change of y over change of x is your slope. So 1 over 2. So my equation is going to be y equal 1 over 2x plus 2. Okay. So on these ones, I'm just going to do the same way for all of these, where I'm just going to keep using the y equal mx plus b. I know I showed you guys like point slope form the other day, but we'll just do this way on all of them just to kind of keep it standard. So this is my slope. So I know at this point it's going to be y is equal to 2x plus b. I need to find this b. Okay, that's what I need to find. I need to find this b. And in order to find that b, I am going to use this point. So I'm going to put the 12 in for my y and the 2 in for my x plus b. So cleaning that up, I am going to get 12 is equal to 4 plus b. I'm going to minus 4 from both sides, and I get 8 is equal to b. So my equation, y is equal to 2x plus 8. Okay, that 2 and that 12, that x and y, I only use to find my b. Okay, they don't stay in our equation. Okay, so this one, first thing I want to do is find the slope. So to find the slope, you're going to do your change of y over change of x. So I'm going to subtract my y. So I'm going to do 4 minus 2. And since I do 4 from here and 2 from here, I got to keep that same order. So I have to do 3 minus 9. You got to keep the same order. So 3 minus 9. So I'm going to get 2 over negative 6, which I can reduce to a negative 1/3. So now I know I have y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus my b. So I'm going to try to find that b. So we can use either point. So I think I'm going to use this point. So I'm going to go 4 is equal to negative 1/3 times 3 plus my b. Okay, again, I'm trying to find my b. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to get 4 is equal to, and negative 1/3 times 3, the 3's actually cancel, and I get a negative 1 plus b. When I add 1, I get 5 is equal to b. So my equation is going to be y equal negative 1/3 x plus 5. Okay, so this one, I know my slope, so I'm going to put that in here. And then again, I need to find my b. So I'll use this point, putting it in for my x and y. So negative 4 is equal to negative 1/2 times 12 plus my b. Okay, so in terms of the math, 2 goes into 12 6 times here. So I'm going to get negative 4 is equal to negative 6 plus b. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get b is equal to 2. So y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, so this is systems, solving systems. So there's 3 different methods besides graphing that we basically used. Equal values. Equal values I would use on letter D. I would do equal values. Substitution. I would do substitution on this one here. I'll just put sub. Elimination. I would use elimination here. And this is a nice one for elimination. I'll just put elim. And this one I do elimination, but I have to do a little more effort on this. Okay, so those are the methods I'm going to use. Okay, so if I'm going to use substitution, what I'm going to substitute in is this in place of my y. So I'm going to have 2x minus 3 times something equals -1. And that was a y. And now I'm going to put in my x minus 1. So I'm going to get 2x minus, and here, something like this, I have to distribute because I have stuff outside that's going on besides the 3. So I'm going to get a -3x, and a -3 times a -1 is a +3. Anytime you have something like this, where you have stuff on the same side, if you can clean it up and combine it, you need to combine like terms. So I have a 2x and a -3x. That's going to be a -x plus 3. I'm going to minus 3 from both sides. I get -x is equal to -4, and you got to be careful. We don't want -x, so you can divide by a -1, or really just make it opposite, and I get x is equal to 4. So there's my x. Still not done. Got to find my y. And I probably would put it into this equation here to find my y. Okay. So I am going to do it into the y equal x minus 1 equation. Okay, so I'm going to have y equals 4 minus 1. So y equals 3. And then you can write your answer as a point, 4, 3. That's your answer. Now I'm going to do D since D is in the screen here. And again, I said you do equal values because both of these are y equal. So 3x plus 7 equals y, and -4x plus 2y equals y. Since they both equal the same thing, you can set them equal together. So 3x plus 7 equals -4x plus 21. I would recommend getting your x's on the same side first. So I'm going to add 4x, add 4x. I'm going to get 7x plus 7 equals 21. I'm going to minus 7. I'm going to get 7x is equal to 14. And when I divide by both sides by 7, I get x is equal to 2. Okay, now I'm going to plug that into either equation. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it into the top one. I think that might be a little easier. Okay. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have y is equal to 3 times 2 plus 7. So that means I'm going to get 6 plus 7, 13. And then again, we write our answer as a point. So we always put our x first. So it's going to be 2, 13. Okay, now the other two are the ones I said I would use elimination. Okay. Now the first equation is nice because you have a positive y and a negative y. So I can just add these together and my y's will eliminate. Okay, so let me just rewrite it. Add. I get 4x is equal to 12. So x is equal to 3. I'm going to put that into either equation. I think I'm going to put it into the one that is has a positive y, just because I think I would prefer that for myself. Okay, so I am going to put that into this 2 times 3 plus y equals 4. So I got to do a little math here. 6 plus y equals 4. I'm going to subtract 6, and I'm going to get -2. And so my answer is going to be 3, -2. Now I'm going to use elimination on the one below, but the one below is not as easy because my x's aren't the same and my y's aren't the same, but different signs. So I can't just add those. Looking at it, I think I'm going to deal with my y. So I think I'm going to multiply this top one by a -6. And so when I do that, I'm going to get 30x minus 6y equals -12. And I'm just going to rewrite the second equation. So negative 3x plus 6y equals negative 12. Okay, I'm going to add these together. And when I do, I'm going to get 27x, my y's cancel out, equals negative 24. I'm going to divide by a 27. It's not pretty. Can simplify though, because let's see, 3 goes into both of them. So it's going to be negative 8 over 9. So that's my x. I'm going to put this into one of the equations to see what I get. Let's say I put it into the top equation. Neither of them are going to be pretty, but that one at least is just a plain y. Okay. So I'm going to get negative 5 times negative 8 over 9 plus y equals 2. So I'm going to get 40 over 9 plus y equals 2. And then if I don't want to, so I can put 40 over 9 in my calculator if I want, but I can also times this by 9, times this by 9, times this by 9 to fraction bust. So that's going to be gone. And I'm going to end up getting 40 plus 9y equals 18. I'm going to subtract 40 from both sides. And so 18 minus 40, I end up with a, let's see, negative 22. So my y is going to be a negative 22 over 9. Not pretty answers, but answers. So I'm going to get negative 8 over 9 and negative 22 over 9. And those are going to be my points of intersection. And that's the end of RFF classwork number 1.